Welcome to the Virtual Techy, where we help people decode the future of tech and build AI businesses that run on autopilot. Before we go further, get yourself a pen and paper or get your notepad ready as we delve into today's topic. Today we're doing something a little different. This isn't just an explainer. Think of this as a critical intelligence briefing. This is your institutional survival protocol for the year 2026. All right, we're going to move through this fast, covering 5 core tenets. First, we'll talk about the simulation change, what's already happened. Then, we'll get into the new rules for data and compliance. After that, we'll cover the essential mindset you need to adopt. And finally, we'll give you your direct, actionable upgrade protocol. This is the new roadmap. Let's get into it. So, let's start with the most important concept here. The entire foundation of this briefing is based on one simple and maybe a little terrifying fact. The world you think you're working in, it's already gone.
I really want you to let that sink in for a second. This isn't a forecast. It's not a prediction. It's a statement of fact. The rulebook, the infrastructure, the very game you are playing has been wiped clean. If your entire strategy hasn't been rewritten from the ground up since 2024, you're basically a ghost in the machine.
And here's the fundamental problem. Most institutions are still treating data connectivity like it's some kind of back office chore. We'll get to it kind of thing. In the new reality, that's not just a minor mistake, it's a fatal system error. It's like you're trying to run today's software on a computer from the 90s. It just won't work.
The new standard, the absolute baseline, is something we call hyper-integration. Look, this isn't just about making 2 systems that can send data back and forth. No. This is about creating a single, intelligent organism where data flows instantly without any friction at all. If you're not here, you're not even in the race.
Now, to get to that level of integration, you have to completely change your philosophy on data itself. The old way of thinking is now a liability.
Take a look at this. It really lays out the massive shift. The 2024 model was all about hoarding. Just get more data. The focus was on volume. But in 2026, it's about orchestration. The focus is now on clarity. The mantra isn't more is better, it's speed of deployment. It's a total flip of priorities.
And let's be really clear about this. The barrier to getting data is now 0. Everyone has access to the fire hose. The real challenge, the thing that separates winners from losers, is the barrier to understanding it. Your edge doesn't come from having data anymore. It comes from how fast you can make sense of it and act on it.
This quote just says it all, doesn't it? If your team is still manually pulling numbers and plugging them into spreadsheets, you're basically practicing a dead craft. The job isn't data entry anymore. The job is to be the architect of the workflow. You use powerful platforms like Mars and bQuant as your tools to build in minutes what used to take your team weeks.
Okay, so if everything is moving this fast, it naturally breaks the old way of doing things, especially compliance. The old reactive model, where you wait for a problem and then fix it, that's become a massive liability.
The new gold standard is just-in-time compliance. What does that mean? It means you've mapped out what's called your regulatory graph. Every single rule, every dependency, so your system can automatically and preemptively adjust to changes the second they happen.
And this is what the new process looks like. It's completely seamless. You assess liquidity risk, you execute your trade, and the compliance report is generated before that trade even settles. Think about that. Compliance is no longer a step you do after the fact. It's an integrated, real-time part of the trade itself.
And here's the big takeaway. The goal has totally changed. Your value isn't about being good at surviving an audit. Your value is in building a system so deeply, so inherently compliant, that an audit becomes a complete non-event. It's just a formality you can ignore.
So building these kinds of bulletproof systems, it's not just about the tech, it's about the people. It's about a fundamental shift in mindset.
The old model of the silo desk is completely broken. Its biggest weakness? A false sense of security. You think you see what's happening, but you only see your tiny piece of the puzzle. The winner in 2026 is the enterprise architect who doesn't care about isolated wins. They're focused on unified intelligence across the entire ecosystem.
And the secret sauce to all of this? It's connectivity. Look, generic market analytics are worthless now. Anyone can get a price feed. The real alpha, the real edge, is being generated through deep, specific integrations. It's about using APIs to sync your firm's unique internal analytics directly with the live market data. That's where the magic happens. This is a direct challenge to every single person listening. Don't be a tourist in your own data lake. You can't just have a surface-level understanding of your technology anymore. You have to be a deep expert across the entire stack, from the raw data pipeline all the way to the final execution.
All right, we've covered the new landscape. We've talked about the mindset. Now, for the most critical part, your marching orders. This is your upgrade protocol. It's simple, direct, and absolutely non-negotiable. First command, stop gathering. Your job is not to be a data hoarder. That game is over. The machine does that now. Instead, start connecting. Your true value now comes from being the architect of the systems that connect the dots and generate insight on demand.
Second command, stop reacting. The game is just moving way too fast. You can't wait for the market or the regulator to make a move first. If you're reacting, you've already lost.
And finally, start architecting. Build the proactive, intelligent, bulletproof systems that guarantee you are always one step ahead.
So that's the protocol. The simulation has changed. The question you need to ask yourself is, are you just going to be a participant in this new world, or are you going to be a powerhouse that helps shape it? The future is already here. Get to work. If you found this helpful, please like, share, and subscribe so the algorithm can recommend more of my content to you and other viewers as well.